Hola and bienvenidos everybody. My name is NittPicc. If you don't know who I am a flutist and a music educator who enjoys all types of music. And today, if you haven't seen before, my brother is here on the channel again. I like having my brother here. He's visiting. We just went to Frightmare, Texas Frightmare. Basically it's a horror convention. And yeah, I got my Ash shirt on. Oh yeah, and he's got his new Ghostbusters shirt.
Pretty neat. Normally you don't get good Ghostbusters shirts, but these guys, they knocked it out of the park this year.
Yeah. So today what we're doing is I'm actually doing a reaction that my brother suggested to me, and we're going to be listening to the band Fit for a King, and the song we're checking out today is called The Price of Agony. So I don't know what I'm getting into. My brother just told me it was a good idea to check out. So we're just gonna jump right in. But before we do that, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. If you want to check out more, there's some links down in the description below for my Discord, as well as my Patreon, where you can check out extra content as well as some free content. And actually, I'm gonna do a video with my brother over there as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's just get right to it.
You're recording, right? Sorry.
It's okay.
Just looking out for you.
No, you're okay. Okay, it is recording. Okay. Switch up in the beat. Okay, switch up in the beat. Okay, wait. Yeah, I was like, they're gonna keep going.
Yeah, you had to stop for a little bit because I'm like, there's a lot to take in.
Okay, so the first thing I guess that I'm noticing, and like, again, I'm just bringing this out. So what's fun about this is I'm a trained musician of many years. I don't even know how long I've been playing my instrument now, but I know it's been long enough to say that I've been playing longer than a majority of my students have been alive, including my high school seniors, which hurts a little bit. But my brother is not a trained musician, so this is kind of fun to have him like show stuff to me. And I don't know if he takes anything away from what I say, but like, you never know.
No, I take any advice you say. Like, I know I'm saying, like, if I'm tapping with a beat and you go, no, that's off. And I'm like, I'm just tapping. And you go, still stop. It's off. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll stop. I mean, you know more than I do, so that's why.
Oh my God. I'm never that mean.
No, you've done it before. You have.
Oh God.
You have. I'll be like this. And you go, stop it. It's off. I'm like, using my fingers still.
I promise this is just the little sister syndrome. I promise. But okay, so going back to the music. Basically, what I noticed immediately from the opening is there's this accented pattern which makes you feel like it's a different beat, which is actually kind of neat. The whole song is in 4/4 time, which I don't know if you know what that means.
I don't.
So really that just means like every measure has 4 beats. So you know what a measure looks like.
If you mean by like on a ruler, sure, but I mean, you asked. I'm being honest.
It's okay. That's okay. So a measure is just like, let's say, do you know what a quarter note is? Cool. Okay. So basically, if like, let's say if you had, well, okay, 4 quarters equals $1, right? Yeah. So 4 beats in a measure is a whole. So that means if 4 quarters is $1, that means if you count to 4, that's one whole measure in the song. So like, for instance, from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah. So that's kind of how that works. But where I'm getting at here is it feels like we're not in 4 for a minute because of the way the accents work. Because I hear that. It feels like you're going which is a cool effect that they're doing with the guitar accents. So I immediately for a minute was just like, oh, we're not in 4. And then it was like, oh no, we are in 4. But they're just doing different musical accents in the guitar part. So that was really cool, what caught me off guard at first. And then where we get the drums come in. But just the effect on the guitar, how it sounds, it's super weighty. Like, it's very obviously there's a lot of distortion added to it, but the distortion adds a lot of like weight to the sound, which is really cool. It sounds much heavier, obviously. That's the idea of like metal.
No, I'll tell you right now. I mean, how you put a lot of emphasis on the guitar and the sound of it, it gets better. I'm going to say that a lot in a lot of your videos if we ever do another one again, which I'm sure we will. Yeah. But I'm going to say it gets better. And the way they handle the guitar, the way they shred, the way they play their, what's the word I'm looking for? Their little solo that they do, it gets pretty mesmerizing. And I like the sound that it delivers. I mean, whenever a band plays a guitar solo that wails on it, I could just picture them on a mountaintop and it's just echoing. It opens up imagination in your head. I mean, you just don't listen to it, you feel it. And that's what music is. And with this one, when it catches my attention, it does that. And I'm like, it's a band I love. I'm going to listen to their albums. That's it. And trust me, this is a band that does not disappoint. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that makes sense. Cause yeah, music is more about, obviously, like there's technique and stuff like that my brain works through, but in the end it's always about how music makes you feel, and that's why we always come back to it. So for instance, like we're talking about feeling with, like, my brain likes to feel that weight. But what was really cool also, what happened next really caught me off guard. So our lead singer, which they're doing some scream singing, which is cool because normally when people do scream singing, I'm not saying that I haven't heard this before, but you don't normally get pitched scream singing. And he was doing that at the beginning of his section of when he started singing. So then I was like, we're getting pitched scream singings, which is kind of cool. Also cool rhythmic unisons here. Love the use of silence there. And it's good use of very clear harmonic series, or what am I trying to say? Chord progression. Our world's divided in a race that no one can win. The world's divided. That's so cool. Yeah, that's what I thought was neat. That da 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 da. You can hear him scream singing, not just like. He's just not belting it out. He's actually contorting it to work to the styling. Right. And then the fact that he goes into a more like scream spoken line and then does it again, and then finally this,
Yeah, and then finally we get into the bulk, the meat and potatoes of the song, which is really cool. So we'll keep going from here, and then I'm assuming there's gonna be more. Oh yeah, okay. And here we're obviously in a double time feel. And then there's like this random switch up of a halftime. There's a lot of depth in the scream. Yeah, see, this is our halftime. And he's got such a lovely voice. It's a good feel right here. There's a heart that beats for hope. There's a voice that fights for reason. Look around and say it's closer than you think. Are we better? Are we better? No one's voice will speak for me. Okay. I know it's like taboo to stop, but so, okay, few things that was really neat in the second time the verse comes around. So I'm a huge advocate that's a dumb word to use. What I like to notice with bands is that, like, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but and I'm saying pop music loosely because this is technically music that's more popular to everyone's ears. Well, I say everyone loosely as well because not everyone likes this kind of stuff. But what I mean is that a lot of music like this it's very cut and dry, meaning the chord progressions are they're simple all the way through. But what's cool about how bands like this and other artists and whatever make it unique is how they change the verses. So, for instance, like, I'm sure, I don't know if you've noticed, but like in the first verse, there was a lot of sound. And then the next verse, all of a sudden a drop out of drums, right? Like, and then we just get a bunch of guitar sound and bass in the background, which is really neat because then what they're doing is they're creating silence where you wouldn't think silence would fit. And that's what I'm noticing, at least in the second verse. And then obviously the guitar solo that happened, what's nice about that guitar solo is it's nice and simple, nothing crazy, but it's almost like when you listen to the lyrics and like they're talking about, are we better, right? The price of agony, this whole concept, the lyrics are very powerful. And what I love about it is the solo feels like almost as if like a lament of this idea of someone repeating a lamenting line over and over and over again to make people understand, like, are we really in a better place? Is it really okay? And that's kind of what I was thinking with the guitar solo along the lines of that. But yeah, so like I want to see if you notice, like, let's go back to at least somewhere in that verse and notice how like the drummer drops out and it creates a different feel. There's a voice that fights for reason. Look around and say it's closer than you think. Are we better? And he only had simple. Are we better? No one's voice will speak for me. And in here you can hear that the original theme from the opening is in there. You can hear it in the background. Love the jump into this beat with the guitar solo. Woo, rhythmic unison. Love that rhythm. Destroy the madness. Ta-ta-ta-ta. One, ta-ta-ta-ta. Yeah. Half time in the drums, double time in the guitars. Even better! Great fill there. Ooh. No! That's really cool. So, well, no, okay. So, I'm a sucker for bands that write music with a meaning. And like, this channel is not anywhere near political or whatsoever.
We're here to listen to good music.
Yeah, but like, given how the world is kind of right now, like that last line, which is ironic, which I was talking about earlier, that guitar solo feels like a lament, right? Like, just it's repeating the same solo over and over again, and in the ending, here we get these words of, I forgot the first part, but
Holding on to what we know.
Yeah, holding on to what we know, too proud to change.
I can't recall the last one. You get so immersed into it, you're like, okay, what did he say?
Yeah, but those last three lines that he repeats over and over and over, and it's like, it's a great, like, those words stick with me because it is just one of those things where it's like, yeah, we should be that kind of people. Like, don't be too proud to change and grow. Like, this is that kind of group that they're not just making music, they're making music based on what they see in the world, and they're trying to they just want people to know what they see, and that's a beautiful thing about a band like this. And yeah, it was just crazy. I wonder where they got the name for their band.
Like I said, I discovered them, like, I think I've told you before, there's times where I'm just on iTunes and I'll come across bands, and I'm not gonna lie, if I see an interesting cover on their album, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll listen to some of their songs, and I'll hear a snippet of it, and if it catches my attention, I go and look for the YouTube video, and I play it, and I was like, oh, okay, this song got my attention. This is one of them, and ever since then, I've been subscribed to their channel, and on iTunes, if there's a new album coming out, I'll pre-order it. And like I said recently, I think I told you that they had come out with a new album, No Tomorrow, which is another good one. There's a lot of good songs, and they have another one, I think, Falling from the Sky, which is pretty good. They have a lot of good songs out there. If you give them a chance, trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check them out more because they've got a good sound. And then, like, if a lot of their music has some kind of, like, well, everyone's music typically has some kind of meaning behind it, I would assume, but it's a good sound. It's a very good weighted sound. And then they have a good use, like the use of silence that they did, that you, like, when you were like, here it is. Like, yeah, I was like, ooh, yeah. Because what's cool is that, like, not only do they sound good, but I mean, obviously, because there are some bands that purely do a lot of just scream singing. But what I love about this is that the singer has a very good voice as well. His singing voice is really nice. Now, before we did this reaction, I will not lie, I Googled them while my brother was sitting here. Turns out they're from Tyler, Texas. That's like around this neck of the woods. So, hi. We're Texas people, born, bred. My brother likes your music. And I'm just getting to know y'all. And I'm glad to be here.
All right, everybody, that's her latest video. What do you think?
Okay. Anyway, all right. So after enjoying my brother's suggestion for Fit for a King, as usual, I want to open up the conversation to continue the conversation about music. So obviously, if you found this video, you might be a Fit for a King fan, or you just clicked on this video to figure out something that you might be interested in from my channel. So if you want to, please leave a comment down below about what you know about Fit for a King. Have you ever seen them live? What other songs should I check out? And yeah, that's basically what I want to continue the conversation about. I am not the end-all be-all of all music information, so I would love to hear anyone else's input as well.
Hey, and if you're from the Tyler, Texas area and you know these guys, let her know. Maybe you never know. Could get her a chance to meet them, go see a free concert. You never know.
My brother's advocating for me like crazy. But what are big brothers for? All right, so as usual, before we go, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. If you want to check out more, there's some links down in the description below for my Discord, as well as my Patreon, where you can make suggestions like these, hang out in the Discord, leave some information like hang out, talk, all that kind of stuff. And the Patreon has extra content as well as some free content that just generally gets blocked here on YouTube. So yeah, and as usual, I hope you're having a lovely day, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.